and Tigers, as I said, getting into this first. I didn't even see what stage we were. Oh, small man Fortress. We're gonna run right at it as we try to see who's going to be the other side of winners finals here between them. Good start here from Snowy as he starts off and gets himself some nice easy damage and the first weapon, but wasn't able to starve too long. Santy right back on it. Now I'm actually very interested in see how this one's going to play out because I feel like Snowy is not as passive as we saw that Mech D match. So this may be something that Santy could work with as far as the way that he wants to play. Santy, a very aggressive player, as we saw, and had to kind of slow it down in that last match, but you know, he slowed it down. You only had to do that in the last match, the last game, to make sure they can get that win. This should be a pretty interesting set, though. They're both on their off weapons, which I was expecting to see more Katars versus Gauntlet gameplay, but right now we are sitting in on the axe and the sword going at it. So, okay. They didn't even tell me I was soloing. They just threw me into the the abyss, bro, into the unknown. Anyway, nice side air, pushes him off, see what he can do with this. Absolutely nothing, just lets him back to the stage, but he still ends up getting a nice neutral light in the middle of the stage and tries to grind out on him, but doesn't get the full, the full slide. Just kind of ends it relatively early, which is smart. You know, you whiffed. Let's get out of there and get out there as quick as possible. Really figuring out who's gonna get this first stock. I mean, because really we're both in KO percentages, and it looks like Snowy was trying to end it right there, right now. That's gonna be it for sure. Big whiff into that neutral light to the right side is going to send him packing, and we are out of there with that that down stick for sure. Okay, there we go. Wait and try to get back there. The weapon star is going to start. Maybe not. Actually, the Brawler God is going to bless Snowy with the weapon immediately as they drop that axe right onto his dome. However, Santy, though, should be able to finish this one. This looks okay. That was smart, though. That was a lot of extra distance cover to go for that neutral sig like that. Landed on the soft platform and everything. I think, honestly, he might have been able to wait and go a little lower, but he probably would have just got ground pounded anyway. So, good attempt at a recovery from Snowy. But Santy was there to go ahead and clean that stock up. No weapon in Snowy's hand. Not to seem like that. Not really seeming like an issue for him, though. I feel like he has played pretty well unarmed. Got his axe, though. Okay. We are definitely just there. There it is. The neutral is playing. Trying to see who's going to make the first mistake. And Santy does try to dive in and get himself some type of damage with that side light, but only takes the damage right back. Snowy. Again, movement looking real good from him. Using this middle platform to kind of mix up his approaches and his retreats as well. Okay. Nice. Little side air action. Nice, covering off on the side. Oh, almost got that neutral air, but it looks like just a small piece of the recovery actually able to scoop him up and make sure he doesn't get hit there. No weapon in hand. See, the Brawler Gods will bless him. They are not. No one has a weapon in hand. The Brawler Gods only bless Snowy every time. Weapon directly on his dome. But Santy does manage to find himself the Katars here, which, again, I think this is the weapon of choice for him. Okay, Snowy actually with some great spacing and great punish to catch that gravity cancel neutral light on the way back. And the way that he's using these neutral lights, too, are really good. I mean, he's doing a lot of checks just to see if Santy will end up running into him, throwing his weapon away, and Santy pushing the advantage a little too hard to the point where it ends up becoming a disadvantage from the way that he put himself. All good, gets the neutral air. One thing I've definitely noticed Santy doing is he's good at being able to keep people into the skies. Get himself some nice recovery and or neutral air KOs. Even though this weapon is not really for that, that down stick finds him on the side, and this actually is a kind of, I feel like it's kind of a slow developing game, but not in the way that it seems like they're camping. It just seems like the spacing from both sides is really good. There it is. Side light. Okay. Santy again, big chillin'. However, takes that down light. Still not going to lose that stock yet. Luckily for him, that down light, the angle that sends that can be a little harder to KO on maps like this. However, Santy's getting some extra damage in here. Okay. Big juice. He seems to be fine, to be honest, but all right, we're right back into it. Oh, not going to be able to get that. However, Snowy actually finished that stock off with a neutral air, not even going for like the downlight, recovery. The neutral air is going to work out for him. Still a little bit of damage here onto Snowy, but it looks like he's able to even that up immediately. I feel like if that last hit was going to hit, he might have actually put himself slightly into the lead there. So orange into dark yellow. And look at this.
Tough for Snowy, man. We're going to see.
He's back. Welcome back.
And I'm better.
I don't know what happened to you, but welcome back, bro.
It's all right. We hit that solid state drive with the restart, and now it looks like I'm restarting right back into this game because this last hit. In this scenario, we got Snowy trying to find that last blow. Santy in the same vein, a D-Light recovery away. Snowy also a D-Light recovery away, but we're swapping over to the axe and the dunk. Not quite enough. Perfect dodge. Nice. Oh, okay. Right off the bottom, I guess. Just kind of bonked his head off the top with the recovery and got the stage spike. You don't see that every day, but I guess today's one of those days, man.
That's a pretty long match for it not to seem slow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like I feel like they weren't really playing. It didn't seem like they were playing slow or they were playing too far back, but it just felt that was a long match. 5 minutes, you know, getting at it.
Sometimes you got to take your time, man. Really, really, really take your time. I mean, I'm wondering where they're going to go for game 2, just because it's like, you know, you had your options. Of course, game 1 was close, right? This is looking like this could potentially be one of those sets that goes to game 5 just because of how close game 1 went. But also, the adaptations can be pretty serious as well, so I'm not entirely sure what their option's going to be.
Yeah, same. Honestly, like, where are we going from here? That's the real big question. So I see the valves come out. Now we're just trying to figure out what stage we're going to. Ain't got too much time left, and it's going to be small enigma. So honestly, not really a stage I see too much in the North America section. You know, I feel like they don't really mess with triplats like that. So, but looks like we're going to try it this time around.
Yeah, this is actually interesting as well, because yeah, you're right. We don't really see a whole lot of triplats in general. Usually, you know, we're just kind of chilling here. People shy away from this stage because you can circle camp pretty hard on it. But it looks like this is where they're going to opt to go, which leaves them some interesting conversions off the platforms with the gauntlets as well. Nice 3-piece from Santy there.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen enough Val to know like what we're expecting to see here.
Yeah.
Character very popular within like just the entirety of Brawlhalla, regardless of region. Just gonna see how
ones and twos.
Yeah. So we're gonna see how this one plays out. Yeah, now he's been able to keep the sword, but he did swap over to the gauntlets, which should be fine. I mean, gauntlets and katars, as far as range go, kind of comparable. Not the attack patterns, though. Obviously, you're going to be doing like a lot more dive. That was nice, man. He picked up that recovery and knocked him out of there with that Sayer. Knock him out the park, for sure.
I gotta say, man, like I might be reaching a little bit to some, but I think Snowy honestly might have the best axe in the game. Like you know, some other people play it. We've seen Coach Travis play some axe. We've seen some from Hardy MJ, but I feel like Snowy in particular, when you watch them use the axe, they go for these conversions, these hits that you don't really see all that often. Like that movement off the platform right there to set up for that Sayer. Like, yeah, some people will do that, but Snowy's consistency with finding the hits are just cut above.
I just, you know, at this point in time, well, knowing his journey, man, I definitely would be, it would definitely be hyped to see my man hit into this winners finals, man. You know, he's come from these, you know, these 33rds, these 25th, all the way down to top 3 finishes and things like that, man. That's, you know, that's got to feel good for the momentum and for your time spent on this game. You know, you've been grinding like this, and your grind's actually paying off. You know, that's got to feel good. Unfortunately, though, not too much going his way yet. That was a great down. I think that's one of the good things about this stage. Nice. And oh my God, full conversion. Can we get the down air? Actually gonna get him far away from that gravity cancel down light. Definitely thought he was just going to go straight for the raw ground pound, but no, he wanted to go ahead and guarantee it.
Which I don't blame him, because in that scenario, you're like, all right, well, Santy has to touch the side or the side of the stage at some point, right? So like, all right, well, if I do my gravity cancel D-Light here, I should be able to catch him, but he couldn't time it quite right. And Santy honestly has slowed things down. Like, a lot. You know, he's not swinging as much. He's sitting, he's dashing back and forth. Snowy's trying to find his hits right now, and he has to be careful, you know? And the reason this works so well for Santy is because the axe is pretty slow, man. So if he's like, all right, well, if I just try to harness my reaction speed here, I should be able to kind of outbox anything you do, and so far it's working out.
Okay.
Oof.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what's going on here? But now he just kind of stalked him real quick. Doesn't get anything off of it, does stalk him. And then immediately right after that kind of scares him into getting hit by that recovery. So Santy, you know, down to his last stock, but he did manage to get Snowy there first. Now it's really just like, can Snowy actually close it out here and there? I feel like Snowy's last stock gameplay has been really nice though throughout this here tournament. So
yeah, I'm gonna see, cause right, like at this point when Santy slows things down like this, it actually like eliminates moves from Snowy's kit. He's really only allowed to use N-Light and D-Light if he's grounded, and then Dare is actually extremely fast, but Snowy has to be really close to get it. So now you're not going to see that side light, which is kind of like that's your money maker, right? Side light Nair is where Axe gets a lot of its damage. But if Santy plays like this, it's so much harder for Snowy to go for it, and it's very easy to punch the side light on whiff. So
Axe. So wait a minute now. All right, so as I said, you know, his last stock gameplay is nice, but right now it seems like Santy's getting the best of him. And really enough, man, Santy, kind of borrowed a page on the Make These book for the amount of passiveness that we've seen from him. Hey?
I will say that the movement on the platform from Snowy has been immaculate. He's been able to kind of just tap his toes on it, but hasn't been enough to carry him through to a win here, as we're going to go ahead and see, you know, Snowy dropping that second game as well. So now it's starting to look a little bit rough, right? Like, well, what's the answer going to be here? We saw Santy slow the game down to filth there.
Yeah.
In that game too, there was a lot of like, I won't even say passiveness. Passiveness in terms of like the frequency of hitboxes being thrown, but still a lot of like pressure being exerted.
Yeah.
So in that scenario, it's going to be pretty tough.
Okay. All right, so we had a small spectator bug here, but my man's Toast has definitely fixed it. And the score is, as you see at the top of the screen, we are 1-1 right now. So.
All right, here we go. The low-tier city online champion, Santy, versus Snowy. Been a finalist quite a few times, but I don't know if Snowy, I don't believe so. It would have been a big deal if it had happened. Snowy doesn't have a belt to his name yet, at least not in an official Brawlhalla sanctioned tournament. And wow, Santy really just hit him with the no-move mix-up.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's really hard to do that when you have the likes of Boomy and Sandstorm in the bracket all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I just, you know, you hit losers at some point in time, you might have to play Boomy. You hit winners, you're definitely going to end up playing Sandstorm, especially in this bracket. But yeah, I just, you know, when you get those, and Cody Travis too, there's just a lot of big victors here. A lot of guys who like are still in the tournament who have got quite a few golds under their belt. So, you know, you gotta play out your mind today with the amount of talent that we have in the PARSEC Invitational. So
hopefully it's gonna be enough here. I mean, Snowy so far starting this game off pretty good here. Axe in the gauntlets. I don't think it's too bad of a matchup there. You have N-Light as a pretty good box out tool. If you want to whiff the side light, you can just go for D-Light. That'll cover it pretty easily as well. But there are scenarios where the gauntlets are on top of you and you just don't have a hitbox to fight them with. So your defense with your movement really needs to be on point.
yeah. Speaking of moving, my boy is definitely
mashing out of his.
We're definitely moving for sure, though. I was gonna get a little more off of that. Hey, I like that attempt at the Sayer because that definitely would have finished that stock where he hit it. Off of that a little soft platform, but to the right. He's looking for these stairs for sure. Yeah. Ooh.
That's the tough part, man. People will be like, "Oh, Axe can kill really easy. It's just a Sayer." But sometimes you just gotta throw it off the dome like that, because sometimes you just have difficulty finding that Sayer because people know they're in KO range. They know you're looking for it, and sometimes you have to whittle them down with N-Lights and D-Lights before you're actually able to get the KO.
Yeah, and that makes sense too, man. Like, you know, it's the same thing with the hammer. Like, oh man, you know, I'm about to die. Let me make sure I avoid two things: the downlight and also the side air. So here we go. Yeah, that was a lot of damage that Snowy's been able to put up.
Oh my god.
Chop, Jesus.
Snowy looking like a completely different player in this match. I mean, I was saying, right? Like, I feel like Snowy got the best axe in the game, right? Just hits Santy in white with the ground pound and didn't get punished for it. And that's what I'm talking about. He just uses these options in scenarios where you wouldn't expect to, racks up all this damage, and you just kind of find yourself looking at the screen like, what happened to me?
Yeah, honestly, actually, like, I mean, like, just the way that whole little situation went down in that second stock. And I mean, he's keeping up that same momentum. He finally lost his first stock, but Still feels like he is definitely right on top. Little bit of overextension on that sidelight, but he did have the right attempt at a read. Now he's back on his axe. Tries to go for the recovery. Still though, look at that. Oh, rolling around. Tried it.
So close. So close. Next time though, maybe we'll see.
Okay.
Oh wow, spacing. He really thought he was going to take a step forward, maybe a dash, but nothing from Santy. But Santy 1 hit away from losing this game here. Snowy in a position to take this 2-1. Just looking for that final blow. Will Santy give it to him? So far, not looking like he will. Chasing him in the air. Not quite it.
Okay.
Oh, and Endlight might KO now. Oh, that'll do it, right? Oh, really? Really? He's getting dark over there, bro. He's tanning.
Yeah, I don't know how is he still living? Now this will be the comeback of the century. My boy definitely barbecue red or get real close to it. And it is looking, I mean, like, there it is. I was like, it's literally one hit. Okay. I couldn't even, like, at this point in time, I almost feel like a neutral air might have killed.
Yeah, I'm saying, dude, like, he was racking up that damage. I was starting to be like, all right, well, the game can only hate Snowy so much. You know what I mean? Yeah. But even with that said, though, you know, convincing game 3, right? Yeah. Like, the axe looked like a class of its own, you know what I mean? Like, there really wasn't any answer from Santy really at any moment there. You know, kind of whittled him down a little bit toward the end, but not enough for it to really matter. 638 damage to 434. And Red is around, like, what, 150 damage? So, like, Snowy was getting them real deep for all those KOs, but it didn't really matter.
I like that this little stat to the average damage per engagement. That's that, you know, like, hey, I'm pushing my advantage. 40 damage per engagement to the 26 per engagement. That's got to be nice, you know.
Like, what's your punish game?
Yeah.
Like? You know, that's what it's asking.
All right, so we got to swap over to the Tigers. Here from Santy. Let's see how this one plays out. Now he's back on the guitars, but honestly, man, like, I feel like he just wasn't allowed to play at all in that last game. He did no signature accuracy at all. You know, the light attack accuracy was very low too, so just not a lot going his way.
Yeah, and especially right when you play Val, you're thinking, all right, I'm gonna hit that sword and sig button, but Snowy plays axe pretty grounded. If Snowy's jumping, it's gonna be only for the nair after a side light or for a down air, and then other than that, it's going to be around KO range to get that Sayer. But Snowy really likes to stick to the ground, keep those strong neutral grounded options available. And for good reason, it's been working out thus far. Santy having a tough time getting his paws on him, and that might be it. Can't get the final blow there. Nice attempt for the gravity cancel D-Light, but now Snowy in a pretty bad position here.
Ooh. Okay, out of there.
Wow. You had a read in your head, but that wasn't it. The confidence, though, I like it from Santy. Wow.
Okay. Back onto the stage, man. This is, you know, no one lost their first stock yet, but the damage is comparable. Definitely very comparable right now after he got that down air. Oh, bounced off the stage. The stage is going to cut some of that momentum in half, or cut some of that momentum down. There you go.
What a dodge, dude. He knew that D-Light was coming. Immediately went off stage, then came right back on. Gonna be a close first stock here. Snowy with the cheeky weapon throws, looking for the D-Lights, maybe for the recovery. Don't know if it'll KO quite yet. Gonna be a weapon throw, has to dodge that and get back to the stage, which sets up perfectly for the D-Light. Santy knew he forced his hand there and was able to get that KO. Perfect play there from Santy.
Yeah, and now Santy got to come back to himself, managed to make it back to the stage and not actually take any hits either. Weapon, right back at, oh, jeez.
Nice.
Just quick with it, no wind up at all.
Yep. The 1-2, man, him with the Ali.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
And his swap. Oh,
Ooh!
That's it right there, bro.
It's a 0 to death.
Oh my.
A 0 to death.
Bro, his weapon swap.
Who goes for
combos,
a ground pound there?
His weapon swap combos, bro.
Wow, Snowy may have secured the bag with that one. We're gonna see if Santy can bring it back. But that was a tremendous play. Santy trying to camp him out here, and Snowy, he's approaching even though he doesn't have to because he's confident in his ability to win the neutral regardless. That weapon throw though, kind of sus.
Okay. So he's still living though. I mean, even without the weapon throw, he's still got a weapon in hand, and that's all obviously. Right now, though, he is getting juggled. The one thing that I did say that Santy is really good at is being able to keep juggling his opponent into the air. Oh, and he thought he was going a little high, which honestly was a good read. I feel like a lot of people in that situation would have tried to go high for sure. Okay.
I'm a little scared here. Snowy, you know, I was saying before, you know, had the lead, but was confident in his ability to win the neutral with his approaches.
Uh-oh.
You win right here.
Oh, okay. Back on the
What I
stage.
say?
And grabs himself a weapon
Lost
right
a
before he
lot of
gets
damage.
hit. There he goes, the Sayer. Looking for another one. Gets under him, nice. That ground style here of Snowy definitely working out in his favor. As you said, not in the air too often.
Oh, weapon throwing a lot more now. Wants to win these engagements. No down sig from Santy. I'm surprised there. That's a lot of the setups you'll see off of that down air for Suri go right into that down sig.
Speaking of down sig.
Wow, that hit. One more. No dodge.
Oh.
Can't touch the wall. Scares him.
Snowy with that down sig on the stage. The little drift back on it was cheeky. And it pushed Santy in a bad position. And yeah, he just...
Santy did more damage.
Yeah. But, I mean, the zero death, bro. It was a zero death, and that ended... I mean, that whole thing ended in, like dark, deep yellow. So it wasn't like there was a lot of damage put in on that combo. It was just flashy and efficient.
Because he got him like a D-light, like side light into like a ground pound or something, and then the down sig threw the gloves at him, and then he just couldn't make it back. So that means it's going to be Snowy in Sandstorm. And what a combo, right? Like, okay, Sandstorm, sure. No one's too surprised to see that, but Cody Travis could have been there. Ethan, Bazon, Megdy, Boomy, Stingray. So many other names could have been pitted up to go against Sandstorm, and Snowy is the